Welcome to the adventures of Wes and Mel.
And we are fueled by God and coffee! Hey everybody, it's Mel.
And Wes.
And we are here to talk to you about our adventures at
Yellowstone, specifically spring in Yellowstone. It's not quite all the way open, but man, you're going to see a lot in this episode.
So sit down, pour yourself some coffee, and get ready to be bedazzled.
And blown away by all the geysers, and the fluffy cows, and the wily coyotes, and all the other beasts and animals.
Amen.
Hi, I'm Wes.
And I'm Mel, and we are
The Adventures of Wes and Mel. And for over a decade, we traveled the U.S. covering live music. But at the end of 2019, we quit the music business after Mel and I became born-again Christians and I was diagnosed with adenoid cystic carcinoma.
And at that moment, we decided to make every day a new adventure.
But our adventures aren't just about us.
How boring would that be? We want you to tell us or show us what adventure awaits us in your town.
We want you to become part of our adventures.
If you think you can handle it, come on an adventure with us. You can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at The Adventures of Wes and Mel. So every time you think of Yellowstone, people always think of Old Faithful. So my whole life, I'm like, I gotta see Old Faithful. And I thought it was gonna be spectacular. And it is very, very beautiful. But I wanna let everybody in on a little secret. Comparatively speaking to the other geysers in the park, Old Faithful sucks buckets.
Yeah, and you're going to see that a little bit later on. Right now, we're going to show you the cooler, more spectacular, some of the other geysers that may or may not erupt more infrequently, but are much more, in our eyes, spectacular. And
That's the only reason people go to Old Faithful is, hence the name, they know when it's going to go off. You literally go into the park office and they'll be like, okay, set your watches. This is what time it's going to be. That is the reason everybody goes to it. But when you walk around to the other ones, you could just be walking, and it's kind of like when you're either, like if you've ever seen The Princess Bride, it's sort of like that big scary rodent forest that they were all freaked out about. And you walk and you walk and you walk, and all of a sudden out of nowhere the steam happens, sounds happen, water gushes up, and it's like a bomb going off.
And really where most of the really cool geysers that we found were by coincidence, because we went directly to Old Faithful because that's what we both wanted to see our entire lives. It's right by the visitor center there in West Yellowstone. So we're like, okay, that was cool, but where does this path go? And if you follow the maps, there's a ton of what you see here, other geysers.
You don't have to follow a map, you just stay on the boardwalk. Because if you get off the boardwalk, your feet will disintegrate because there is acid and there is 100-degree geysers under the water. You'll chemically burn and you'll physically burn. That's why it's so cool that the buffalo and the squirrels and the antelope and all the other animals can walk on it.
And true story, there is a death book at Yellowstone for all the people who are idiots and try to walk out onto that crust and die painful deaths.
To be fair, there was a sign that says, do not touch the ground. So I touched the ground, and I can tell you that my thumb really felt like I had dumped chemicals on it. It hurt for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's more than 100 degrees. It's more like it's boiling. It's like 212 and around that range. So it is scalding hot. You will die.
So note to self, do not fight with the group that you're with. in Yellowstone because they can get rid of you just by pushing you off the boardwalk, and the only thing left will be your flip-flops.
And one of the cool things about just taking that path from Old Faithful back into the outer, it basically ended where?
At my most favoriteest spot.
Is it Grand Prismatic Pool?
I don't know the name of it. It's the big round pool with its green and orange and emerald, and it's when you look at postcards and books and photos of Yellowstone, it's the only picture that they put out.
Sadly, it's a little bit different now than what it used to be. Why?
Because people have been contaminating it.
Throwing trash in it, which discolors it. So people, pick up your trash. Don't try to get rid of it in the scalding hot water. Yes, it will evaporate at some point, but it will also change the chemistry and ruin absolutely God-created, gorgeous things for you to see. So a few tips if you're going to go to Yellowstone. We obviously super highly recommend it. We're going to go back when? Don't know, but probably a little bit later in the year, but before it starts shutting down, which it starts shutting down in late September. Like I said, North part is open year-round, but we want to see the other half of the park, which we haven't to. But little pro tip, all those dates of opening and closing are on NPS.gov, and just look up Yellowstone, National Park Service.gov, NPS.gov. Go there and check out all the opening and closing dates. They have the campground openings and closings. They've got the visitor center opening and closings. They got the road closures, what part opens when, etc., etc., etc. So, and one of the cool things that we totally missed because it wasn't open yet is US 89, which runs from the Mexican border to the Canadian border and has 7 national parks, goes directly through Grand Tetons, which we also went to, and Yellowstone goes right through the middle of it, but we missed that portion of it because it was closed.
This is Mel from the Adventures of Wes and Mel, and this week our adventure takes us to Lambeau Field, and we are staying right across from the stadium in the Field of Dreams Airbnb that we scooped up from kfprentals.com. What does it have to offer? It offers 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, private parking in a driveway, and it offers up to 10 bodies to sleep in it with you. That's right, you and 9 of your favorite people can enjoy all of Lambeau Field, Titletown, in the privacy of your own Airbnb. The Field of Dreams Airbnb, right across from, that's right across from Lambeau Field, where all the action's gonna take place. Book your stay at kfprentals.com today. Okay, so you'll see lots of picture of buffalo,
AKA bison.
whatever. It was home on the range where buffaloes roam, and we fought about this out of Yellowstone, and trust me, you can't get out of Yellowstone, it never ends. So I had to hear about, it's not buffalo, it's bison from Factotum West, but that's beside the point. Do you know that they will come right up to you, and if you just randomly walk up to them, the park ranger will yell at you and say, please stand back, they're wild animals and they'll hurt you.
That is absolutely correct. Do not pet the fluffy cows, as they say.
I got in trouble for touching one and getting close to it.
Getting close to it. Did you actually touch it?
I was like reaching out, like I was fingertip away, and then some really mean park ranger told me I had to move back.
I will say one thing, they are a little bit different, the bison are. This is not an excuse to touch them or pet them, but they are a little bit more docile. We went in early spring. Only half the park was open. And like Mel was gonna say, unless Mama's around with a brand new baby calf.
If they have a calf, just turn the other way, because you're gonna get murdered and speared. And also, too, what is
Well, I was going to finish that story. Basically, they're a little bit more docile because they've been wintering, and they're not hibernating, but they're coming out and they're just a little bit more docile. They're not in rut. They go into rut like in the late summer and fall. That's when they get really aggressive.
all I was gonna say is that their hair is all patchy and stuff because they're molting for the summer. So you're going to see pictures of majestic animals that look like a 5-year-old toddler took scissors and played barbershop with them.
And that includes the moose, too. We only saw a couple moose at the North Yellowstone section of the park, which you'll see later on, but it's only like 1 or 2 pictures because they didn't have their big racks.
And you know what was really sad?
What was really sad?
Is when we packed, you said, hey, it's spring break. We're going to spring. So I didn't take any winter clothes. I didn't know that it was going to be snow out there. There was still snow out there. There were roads closed down for snow. It was April.
Late April, and we really didn't do our research. Only half the park was open. We went on opening day of West Yellowstone. North Yellowstone, the north part of the park, is open year round if you can get through the roads.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
They were all shut down.
But literally half the park gets opened up when we went, and that was the West Yellowstone area. So the rest of the park we have yet to go to, but this is all about springtime in Yellowstone.
Also, book a motel in advance and find one, or camp in advance and make reservations, because we were snowed into a motel on Beartooth Highway that barely had internet, still had snowmobiles running and ski patrol out in April. They had no cops, doctors, or police in town because it was their weekend before they had to work. So if we had a medical emergency, we were screwed. They had terrible coffee. They only had 2 restaurants open. Oh, and there was bear attacks. Literally, people got eaten in camps from bears. True story. So we paid the $300 for a really shitty room.
A really bad room. Yeah, no coffee. There was no internet, by the way.
And do you know why I remember there was no internet? Because I was supposed to watch the Ryan Garcia-Dehaney fight, and I missed it. Because we weren't
Whatever.
gonna get it.
Whatever. Anyway.
Internet. And the only thing in town was a bar that was a restaurant, a bar, it was everything. And the only thing they played was basketball.
Because it was spring.
And I don't know how they got it.
But anyway, but if you do happen to go in the spring like we did, our first hotel was absolutely amazing because we did go to West. We stayed in West Yellowstone before the first 2 days we were in Yellowstone, and we got a 2-bedroom.
Basically an apartment.
Yeah, basically about 1,000 square foot apartment in a lodge.
It was a room that would have been $3,000 a night.
During season, but since it was technically not in season yet, it was $100 a night. So
Should have told us something when they were giving away a $3,000 room for $100.
But that is an advantage.
But
if you
don't
don't.
worry, the poopy motel that had no internet and no coffee, they raked in the dollars. They were like, ooh, there's the only place in town. And you're snowed in, so I guess you're gonna pay what you're gonna pay.
That was not in West Yellowstone, by the way. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to the Adventures of Wes and Mel. Make sure you follow us on all the socials, Adventures of Wes and Mel. And thank you for watching.
And Instagram. Adventures of Wes and Mel on Instagram.